In the headlines, security operatives kill, dislodge ISWAP fighters in Niger State. Car dealer arrested for cannibalism in Zamfara is arraigned in court. Primary school teachers in Abuja commence indefinite strike over unpaid arrears. And on the foreign scene, 39 missing after boat capsizes off Florida. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Dashan Hussaina Usman. Now the news in full. Troops have killed many fighters of the Islamic State of West Africa province and dislodged the terrorist group from the Kainji National Park, New Bosa in Borgu local government area of Niger State. Niger State Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs and Internal Security, Emmanuel Umar, disclosed this to newsmen in Mina on Tuesday. He said the military operation became intensive as the terrorists tried to make the park their new settlement. Reports say the fleeing terrorists from neighboring states had established a camp in Niger State. Umar said terrorists are attracted to parts of the state, especially areas with viable cattle and agricultural products, but said the government has stepped up actions against them. A prominent car dealer in Gusau and 4 other people were on Tuesday arraigned before a Chief Magistrate Court 1 for killing, decapitating and eating body parts of a 9-year-old boy identified as Ahmed Aliyu. The accused were brought to the court sitting in Gusau amid tight security, and when the presiding judge Saadu Bore read the charges against them, which they all pleaded not guilty to, before the judge adjourned the case to February 8 for mentioning. Mother of the slain boy, Jamila Abdurrahman, demands for justice. Chief Magistrate Court 1 Gusau Justice Garba Saadu has sentenced 46-year-old Chukwuka Jude to 6 months imprisonment on the first count charge with the option of fine of 50,000 naira and 1 year imprisonment without option of fine. Justice Saadu Garba sentenced the accused person following arrest of the suspected fake lawyer. He pleaded guilty to the charges and asked the court to show mercy and leniency by considering the option of fine for him. The report.
Police in Zamfara State charged the fake lawyer Chukwuka Jude to Chief Magistrate Court 1 Gusau for prosecution. Chukwuka Jude, 46-year-old, arrested for parading himself as a lawyer at the higher Sharia court Tudunwada in Gusau Metropolis. Jude cried out that remanding him to a correctional facility will put his family under serious difficulties as he is the only breadwinner. Counsel to the suspected fake lawyer, Joseph Eze, said his client is arraigned in court on 2 counts charges of impersonation and cheating.
Yes, my client, the convict, Chukwuka Jude, personated a legal practitioner. That is to say, he claimed to be a legal practitioner, and indeed tried to practice in a court, the Sharia court here, when he was discovered, or rather caught, by one of our colleagues. And he was investigated and found not to be a lawyer as he claimed. Today, that happened on the 18th of this month, 18th of January 2022. Today, he's been arraigned, and there was summary trial because he admitted the content of the FIR. There are 2 counts. One of personating a lawyer. The other is cheating by personation.
The matter has been adjourned to February the 3rd, 2022, pending the conclusion of the police investigation.
Primary school teachers in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have begun an indefinite strike on Wednesday over some pending arrears with area councils in the territory. Chairman, National Union of Teachers, Kubwa Chapter, Comrade Ahmed Baba, confirmed the strike action embarked by the teachers to Daily Trust. He said the development is following a circular from their union on Tuesday. Baba stated that the area councils are owing their members a log of arrears that cut across payment in promotion and minimum wage beginning from 2011. The NUT leader says part of the agreement to call off the previous strike last November is due to the intervention of FCT Senator Philip Aduda, who said that they will start implementing the demands immediately. Nigeria drops 5 places as it scores 24 out of 100 points to rank 154 in the 2021 Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, indicating a decrease of 5 points compared to last year's ranking. The figures were released at a World News Conference in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Trust TV's Shafi'u Suleiman reports.
In line with the tradition of deploying various methodologies, this year's Transparency International ranking focuses on public sector corruption enabled by bribery, official extortion, public corruption, nepotism, amongst other indicators.
The Corruption Perception Index aggregates data from 8 different sources that provide perception by country experts and business people on the level of corruption in the public sector.
Speaking on this year's findings, Executive Director Sislak Awal Rafsanjani says the anti-corruption war must be given the priority it deserves as it undermines the image and integrity of the country, fuel anti-social behaviors, and should change ordinary Nigerians.
As we have seen clearly, corruption in Nigeria has helped to underdeveloped Nigeria. It has also helped expose Nigerians to a serious security risk and danger. It has also helped to make life miserable and totally unaffordable to ordinary Nigerians.
Other stakeholders in the anti-corruption network added their voices at the conference.
It speaks of the damning audit reports and that the non-compliance and internal control weaknesses issues in the ministries, departments, and agencies, MDA's report.
The failure to investigate high-profile corruption cases and prevent illicit financial flows, IFFs, in the country.
Absence of asset recovery, protection of whistleblowers, and other key anti-corruption legal frameworks.
There have been reports of diversion of funds embarked for Nigeria's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Yet, Nigerians are yet to see any high-profile conviction.
The relevant anti-graft agencies should investigate allegations of corruption by politically exposed persons, irrespective of political party affiliations.
The anti-corruption watchdogs, while appreciating some government anti-corruption agencies for their untiring efforts in stamping corruption, also call on the authorities to see the report as a call to action in decisively tackling the nation's #1 enemy, corruption. Shafi'u Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Justice delivery in Nigeria takes a very long time, often because of technicalities or lack of comprehensive provisions in the statute books. For these reasons, stakeholders in the justice sector in Nigeria converged in Abuja to fashion out ways of enhancing service delivery in the sector at the Justice Sector Summit with the theme devising practical solutions towards improved performance, enhanced accountability and independence in the justice sector. The summit is put together by the Nigerian Bar Association and the Justice Research Institute of Nigeria. Trust TV's Mardia Omar completes the report.
The consensus of opinion is that the Nigerian justice sector has continued to fall short of expectations. It is for this reason BNBA sought the support of the National Judicial Council to convene the summit with a view to bringing all stakeholders together under one roof to proffer solutions.
I believe that our call to action must begin from our admission of the state of affairs of our administration of justice system that we are thoroughly dissatisfied with. There is a convergence of opinion of both the bar and the bench that the Nigerian justice sector delivery system is not operating at its optimal best.
By the time we listen to all the criticisms, all the faults, everything that they have to say about how the judiciary have messed this country up, it's not going to be a pleasant experience for all of us judicial officers. That I can assure you. It's not a pleasant experience. Not just for us judicial officers. We are the main culprits, as you would say. Other stakeholders as well. I know some SANs will get under fire. Even our able vice president will say under his watch, how can such a thing happen? So he's going to face his own fire as well. I mean, we are all going to be blamed, but that's what we're here for.
Vice President Yemi Osibajo, a law professor and a senior advocate of Nigeria, speaks on reforms in the sector.
For us in the executive, support for the justice sector reform effort is a given. And I think that the Honorable Attorney General has said as much. The involvement of the executive in reform is one, at least as far as this administration is concerned, that has been ongoing. And there have been several iterations of that effort. But I think what is important at this point is that synergy with all of the other arms of the administration of justice system. And I think that it is entirely possible for us to make a breakthrough now. We'll continue to work with you in identifying and accelerating the needed incremental and substantial reforms in the sector. Much hope and expectation is hanging on the outcome of this summit.
Now, if you are considering appointments, for example, the Constitution is clear as to what is expected, perhaps for appointment as a justice of the Supreme Court or Superior Court of Record. But here we are, first with guidelines developed by the judiciary, for example, as it is today, regardless of the capacity, competence, and integrity of a senior advocate that is desirous of taking up an appointment as a justice of the Supreme Court, it is becoming practically impossible on account of the guidelines that are designed to ensure at the end of the day that appointments are localized through judicial process.
The summit also held in attendance judges of high courts across the nation, heads of courts and other major stakeholders in the justice sector. Martia Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The National Assembly has passed the harmonized version of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill to include provisions which clearly define the mode of primaries for political parties. Consensus mode of primaries is one of the three options introduced in the re-amended Electoral Act Amendment Bill, which the Senate passed on January 19. The report.
While the House passed the mode of primaries to include direct and indirect only, the Senate passed the direct, indirect, and the consensus mode of primaries. Presiding over a plenary, the Senate President Ahmed Lawan said both chambers have agreed to give a clear and sufficient definition for each mode of primaries and how they will be conducted. Consequently, a clear definition of how a consensus candidate will emerge is contained in the harmonized version.
We will recall that the Senate and the House passed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill with slight difference. While the House passed the mode of primaries to be direct and indirect only, the Senate passed the mode of primaries to be direct, indirect, and consensus. What we have done is to give very clear and sufficient definition to each mode of primaries.
The harmonized version, passed by both chambers during Tuesday's plenary, is the final agreed version on the amendment to Clause 84 of the Electoral Bill. All things being equal, the electoral bill is now to be forwarded to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent into law.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, why exodus of doctors persists. Do stay with us.
Coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most people who fall sick with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. However, some will become seriously ill and require medical attention. The virus can spread from an infected person's mouth or nose in small liquid particles when they cough, sneeze, speak, sing, or breathe. These particles range from larger respiratory droplets to smaller aerosols. You can be infected by breathing in the virus if you're near someone who has COVID-19 or by touching a contaminated surface and then touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. The virus spreads more easily indoors and in crowded settings. Maintain a safe distance from others at least 2 meters even if they don't appear to be sick. Wear a mask in public, especially indoors or when physical distancing is not possible. Clean your hands often. Use soap and water or an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Cover your nose and mouth with your bent elbow or a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you feel unwell. Get vaccinated. Properly fitted masks can help prevent the spread of the virus from the person wearing the mask to others. Masks alone do not protect against COVID-19 and should be combined with physical distancing and hand hygiene. Protect yourself and others around you by knowing the facts and taking appropriate precautions. Follow advice provided by your local health authority. This message is brought to you by Trust TV.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trust TV News Updates. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that troops have killed many fighters of the Islamic State of West African Province and dislodged a terrorist group from Kainji National Park, New Busa, in Borgu local government area of Niger State. Plus, primary school teachers in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have begun the indefinite strike on Wednesday over some pending arrears with area councils in the territory. Moving on to more news. Nigeria Center for Disease Control says 250 new cases of COVID-19 infections are recorded in 12 states and the Federal Capital Territory. According to the agency's report, 487 persons are discharged after recovering from the infection, while 7 people died on Tuesday, bringing the total number of deaths to 3,133. The agency says the report includes 90 backlogs for Lagos State from January 20 to 23 and 7 deaths reported from Ondo State from January 11 to 23. So far, 252,678 cases have been confirmed with 227,491 recoveries. United States of America has assured of its readiness to partner with Kwara State government in ensuring the 50% of residents in the state are vaccinated against COVID-19 soon. The Director of Immunization of United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Bolu Omotayo, gave the assurance while on a courtesy visit to the Deputy Governor of the state in his office in Ilorin. The report.
The team from the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention is in Kwara State to seek for more collaboration with the Kwara State government to ensure that more people are vaccinated against COVID-19 soonest. The State Executive Secretary of the Primary Health Care Development Agency, while introducing the team, informed the Deputy Governor of the readiness of the team to partner with the state to ensure the vaccination of majority of residents in the state to 50% soon. The leader of the team, Bolu Omotayo, says the determination of the state out of the 12 states selected made it to be chosen for the present exercise.
Center for Disease Control, of which through their office the Affinet, they have set up an office in Kwara State as one of our partners alongside WHO and UNICEF to support not just our routine immunization, but also in terms of surveillance activities, because they have deployed 8 NSLOs that support the state in surveillance activity in the last 2 years, and they are quite critical in our drive to keep polio at 0 in the state, which is in line with the mandate of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, in their revolution within the health sector.
I come with the blessings of the U.S. Ambassador, and in fact, she has a letter. I believe we sent a copy before, and I have the hard copy that I'll present to you, just reflecting again on our desire and our support to Kwara State. We know Kwara State is one of those states that when you want to do something, you move and you make a difference. So like the SPHCDA permanent Executive Secretary mentioned, out of the 12 states where US CDC funds in terms of immunization, we've selected 2 states to start up and to enforce and increase our support, and that was Kwara State as well as Adamawa.
The representative of the United States Agency for International Development is full of appreciation to the state government in its efforts to eradicate polio and also reduce spread of COVID-19 through vaccination.
And we thank you very much for your support of those projects. They're very much in line with supporting our HIV, AIDS, and tuberculosis portfolio, which has been very prevalent here in the state. But in addition, we're also leveraging that supply chain and logistics support to be able to support the COVID-19 vaccinations here in Kwara State. And as a part of that, we thank you very much for your support in allowing us to work with you to make sure that the population here in Kwara has the opportunity to get vaccinations.
The state deputy governor assured of the readiness of the state government and asked for more support to create and improve awareness on the people.
I have so much confidence in the team here. I'm the chairman of, by the grace of God, chairman of COVID, chairman of polio too. I hardly get involved because I know she's fantastic with Dr. Gutuye. They are very confident, they know their job, they're professional. So I don't need to check on them every time. I know they're doing a good job and they're very professional. So I can assure you 100% that you have a great team that will support you and will support you to succeed. We thank you for coming to us here in Kwara State to help us with the vaccination.
The team requested the state government to provide more workforce to assist the team in its efforts to spread the awareness of the need to be vaccinated against COVID-19 and be immunized for polio across the state.
Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria recently said 200 medical consultants left this country for greener pastures, highlighting general decline and frustration many trained professionals face. Although the government has made repeated commitments to make the country attractive for professionals, but it struggles to match words with actions. Trust TV's Nafisa Abdel Al reports on the exodus of medical practitioners in search of better conditions in other climes. The report.
Many Nigerian doctors have been going abroad in search of greener pastures, further depleting the number of doctors in the country. The General Medical Council of Britain recently revealed that 805 Nigerian doctors were licensed in the UK between July and December 2021. Overall, the number of Nigerian-trained doctors in the UK as of December 25, 2021, according to the Council, was 9,189. Meanwhile, these Nigerians speak on the status of healthcare facilities in the country and the impact of doctors' migration.
The healthcare system in Nigeria, by my assessment, is not up to standard. I can even say it's very poor. The healthcare system is very cost, and the attitude of the health workers is nothing to write about.
To go out, it will be better for them than to waste their time and their resources here, because the government does not take any relevant impact what they should be taking, they are not seeing it. That's what they feel very bad. That's why some of them, they feel very sluggish even to go to work.
When they lack facilities, trust me, it's because of finance. That's why those facilities are not there. Or let's say some people are holding it back. And if the facilities are not there, trust me, the doctors won't have a way to perform much duties. And some of them are quite honest and they're looking for a place where to perform more of their duties. And
aspect from family obligations, of course, the career opportunities, these are things we consider. Yes, I for one will not blame any doctor for taking any of those decisions, of course, to seek for greener pastures. It's just that as it stands, we tend to lose more. And the reason, not just, we can't just point to just one major reason. It's a whole collection of factors, you know, in this day and age that we are in. Of course, we have to look at the donkey years put into studying medicine, the sleepless night, what do you have to mention, okay? And you find out that, okay, thinking you're going to at least, because this is the only trade you know, you study, you treat, and then you have people advising that you switch into other line and manage your life by doing business and farming and whatnot. Sorry to mention that. Okay, so that's not very, very encouraging. So people look outward where their future can be planned. You know, you can set goals and achieve those goals. You know, so these are the encouraging things people see out there, and this is what pulls them out of Nigeria. Okay, so sorry to say, but our government is not really looking into the welfare of your doctor, of your average Nigerian doctor, where accommodation is a problem. Because number one factor for every doctor is to where they have their peace of mind is where they lay their head after a stressful day, a stressful week, a stressful month. You can name it as long as it goes. So we need the government to look into these things, and what they're asking for is not horrendous. It's not a mountain. It's something that actually can be implemented, and watch the doctors stay back and do their work.
According to the Nigerian Medical Association, of the 75,000 Nigerian doctors registered with the NMA, over 33,000 have left the country. Nafisa Abdul-Al, Chess TV News, Abuja.
And finally, on the international scene, rescuers from the United States Coast Guard are searching the waters off Florida's Atlantic coast for 39 people reported missing for several days after a boat believed to be used for human smuggling capsized. Cutter vessels and aircraft have been deployed to search an area stretching from Bimini to Fort Pierce to find these missing people. Coast Guard spokesperson Petty Officer Jose Hernandez says the latest accident follows another ill-fated crossing last week when the authorities rescued 32 people whose boat capsized west of Bimini. And with that, we wrap up Trust TV News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. Thanks for watching.